Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Lockdown in Guam and new restrictions here as regional cases are on the rise. Also tonight, the defense rests in the case against the sitting mayor of Rota. And Joe Biden officially accepts as local Democrats announce their pledge. In sports, the island's first league to open after COVID-19 is the first to stop. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The field technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. You really keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. It feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance.
I just want my customers happy
and help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
For all those going out each day, doing what they can to hold us all together, we're here to help those helping us all by keeping our lights on.
The Tan Soo Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Hafa Day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2020. Restrictions are being re-implemented in the Sinamai on in-person interactions, social gatherings, and business hours as the number of positive COVID-19 cases rise on our neighboring island of Guam and surrounding countries. Effective Monday, August 24th, curfew in the Sinamai is from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and businesses must close at 9 p.m., including bars and restaurants, as part of the amendments to the Sinamai COVID-19 emergency directives.
There's a reason why decisions like this are made, because we've calculated what are the risks or health risk over anything else. I will continue to make drastic changes. I will continue to make decisions that are based on doctors' recommendations, first responders' recommendations, as well as our CEO and the task force recommendations. Our goal here has never wavered, that it's our public health priority.
Other restrictions that will go into effect are no more social gatherings of more than 10 people. Churches and businesses must limit occupancy rate to 50%. Gas stations are only open between 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. Gaming facilities, including poker and casino, must remain closed unless authorized by the COVID-19 Task Force and CHCC. And all schools, private and public, will remain closed for in-person instruction, except for students with special needs. All restrictions will remain in place until September 6th, because at the end of the day, one positive case is one too many.
People have been asymptomatic, and again, they're not showing any symptoms of COVID, but they can spread to others that are more vulnerable and can end up in our hospital and using our ICU, and we don't want that. So that's why one case is too many for us. People need to cooperate and with the directives and also help us out, because this is our community. We don't want this to happen, what's happening in Guam, to happen here.
Penalties for violating the curfew mandates include a $200 fine for first-time violators, $500 fine for second-time violators, and a $750 fine for third-time violators. Each passenger in a vehicle pulled over after curfew will also see fines of $100, $200, or $300. Closing arguments are set for Monday morning, now in the Travelgate trial, the United States versus the mayor of Rota and his girlfriend.
The defense rested today, meaning they are done presenting their defense. One question cleared up. Would the mayor of Rota testify in his own defense? He will not, nor will his girlfriend. Judge Mona Manglonia asked both attorneys today, David Baines for the mayor and Steve Pixley for Evelyn Atalig, if they had advised their clients and explained to them that they had the right to testify. Both attorneys said they did tell their clients and that they had both waived that right. This was done while the jury was outside. The jury was then brought into the courtroom, and the judge explained to the jury that the defendants were not required to testify and that this should not influence their decision. Jurors were excused for the weekend. They were ordered not to talk about the case, not to engage with any social media platforms, not to do any independent research, and not to watch TV or read any media accounts about the trial. Closing arguments are set for 9 a.m. Monday morning.
Joe Biden accepted the Democratic nomination for president today and promised to restore the soul of America. Locally, the Democratic Party has pledged a series of commitments, including limiting travel. Sally Lemus has the story.
There are 14 principles listed in the Democratic pledge to the people of the CNMI, which the candidates say will be the basis of their duty if elected into office. According to the candidates, the pledge represents more than just words.
And when we set out to run for office, when we set out to run as Democrats, I think we all had to commit to being more than just about words, right? And we had to also be clear about how we would be different. This pledge is the first step. This is a public statement of what standards we will hold each other and ourselves accountable to. And
one of the changes is that we need transparency. When you have transparency and report it to the people, there'll be a change. The people can account what we do, and the people will be informed.
I really think the people want change already. They've been thinking that Republican Party there's only one party in the CNMI, so we are giving them another choice.
The CNMI has been under one political party for decades, but Leila Staffler, a Precinct 5 candidate, says change is possible.
Are we going to do it? It will depend on a lot of things, but it's definitely possible. And knowing that what change requires, we can do it.
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemus.
Governor Torres has said no to a request from Imperial Pacific to cancel or delay payment of the annual casino license fee. The amount in question is close to 20% of the overall CNMI budget.
The license fee is a law that was passed. They wrote a letter on August 11 asking for an abatement and understanding of the challenges they're facing, and we see that across the world. Unfortunately, the law does not allow me or the commissioner or the lottery commission to have such waiver, and that's why I think the letter that they sent to me was also addressed to the legislature. Now, what we asked is for IPI to give a payment plan, and so that is what is needed to be done. Then after that, the CCC board will then make that determination. We're here, we want to help, but at the same time, we're only allowed to work within what is allowed in the law. And if the law needs to be changed, then that's another route. But other than that, we understand their challenges, we understand all the challenges. They're not the only company, but again, as the executive branch, we're here to enforce laws that are being passed.
For pandemic unemployment assistance applicants, following up can feel like a full-time job. Applicants are routinely lining up before the sun rises. Tonight, we look behind the scenes at the process on Capitol Hill. What is a full workday like here at the Department of Labor? Secretary Vicky Benavente walks us through their very busy schedule. It starts at 8 a.m., where vehicles line the street in front of the Department of Labor, and applicants line up, social distancing of course, eagerly awaiting their name to be called.
Ashley McDowell.
Well, usually the people on the street already have an appointment for today. So every day we take 100 clients, and after those 100 we go to the next 100, and then we book them for the next week. So every week there's 100 clients, every day there's 100 applicants being seen by our coordinators here every day. So that's 500 clients that are seen every week.
And there's even a special section for the Manamco veterans and people with special needs.
People who probably have some conditions that cannot have them stand or sit for a long time. We have them come inside where it's a little bit cooler, and there are also pool coordinators inside.
The process is finished after meeting with a PUA coordinator for those who have applied online. Once the issues are resolved, do they get approved here, or they got the issues resolved here and then wait for the approval?
It's both.
Both, okay.
Yeah, because
perfect.
Most of the times it's done right there on the spot.
Yep.
So they would receive an approval letter either on email, or printed out here, paper hard copy.
But the process is a bit longer for those who submit their PUA applications by paper.
So a lot of them will drop off paper applications here. Also outside, the very last PUA coordinator is accepting paper applications.
And from there, it's off to be reviewed.
And this is where the reviewers are. This is the team that we borrowed from another government agency. We are reviewing PUA applications and seeing if they're complete or not complete, and they start the process of making appointments for them to come up here and complete their application.
And once the application is approved, it's time to head to ground zero. Now we're in the building where all the information is input into the system by all these workers here in this room. After the paper applications are submitted, reviewed, and put into the system, then the checks are sent out. Each building used by the Department of Labor has its own role.
We have about 60 people, and this is including the Department of Labor's regular staff, the other government agencies' borrowed staff, and then we hired some more pool coordinators and tried to stay within our budget as approved by U.S. Department of Labor. So about 60 bodies actually hands-on. In addition to that, their part-time job now is their actual Department of Labor duties.
Benavente says there are close to 9,000 applicants, and so far around 7,000 have been approved and paid on initial claims. But out of the whole process, she says there are only two main challenges that come to mind.
The main challenges, of course, is the presence or threat of COVID-19. Yeah. This is something that is causing us a lot of stress. How do we process? So you can see we have the plexiglass and the hand sanitizers. But the main challenge, again, is not knowing, who has the disease, and then we're touching paper, and then we're also talking to an applicant. So that's the number one challenge, is the risk and trying to minimize that risk. The second challenge is many of our poor applicants do not have access to internet, and so the paperwork is slower because we're dealing with hard copies and not online.
Once the doors close to the public at 2 p.m., the work doesn't stop for the DOL workers.
They all come back in here and they all work on their portal for the applications that are still online that may have been bogged down or red flagged for issues, such as their names have been on a fraud checklist because of multiple use of the same P.O. box, or they work on a list that's mandated by their supervisors. Here's something you need to look into, resolve the issue for this group of people.
To date, over $50 million has been paid out in PUA claims. Benavente says the CNMI DOL was awarded another $50 million from the U.S. Department of Labor just yesterday, giving way for the program to continue. So while the process may take some time to get your application into the system, errors fixed, and the applicant approved. A day's work at DOL on Capitol Hill is exercised to the fullest. Coming up, remains of the island's ancestors are put back where they belong. More on this after the break.
Students get smart savings at IT&E with free selected Samsung Galaxy phones and awesome discounts on plans. Get the Samsung Galaxy A7 One for free and 10 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $45 a month. Choose the Samsung Galaxy A11 for free and 5 gigs of 4G LTE data for just $27 a month. Or browse our entire selection of phones and plans and still get a 10% discount on any monthly plan. Go to ite.net for details.
We need to pick up the food. Let me go so they can get it ready.
Dude, what are you doing?
Calling the restaurant.
No, you can't. It's against the law.
Okay.
No, really. You can get fined $300 for the first offense and $500 for every offense after that.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. You saved me a whole bunch of money.
No problem, dude. I got you. We can still listen to music, though.
Go for it.
Public Law 21-17 prohibits the use of any mobile device while operating a vehicle. This includes, but is not limited to, cell phones, text messaging devices, paging devices, tablets, laptops, video games, and digital cameras. Stay safe, CNMI. Keep your eyes on the road and not on your phone. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. COTA will soon have a new base in Lower Base as work begins on a state-of-the-art home for the Transportation Authority. Sally Lemus reports.
3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1.
Government officials breaking ground for the new administrative building and maintenance facility of the Commonwealth Office of Transit Authority. The building site would include a backup generator, a non-potable water tank, a wash area, site lighting, site security fencing, and a parking pavement that can accommodate 40-foot buses projected to be in the CNMI. For the maintenance facility, there will be 2 maintenance bays and 1 service pit. The overall project amounts to over $3.4 million. COTA, with the help of the Office of Grants Management, was awarded a $6.3 competitive grant to fund this project.
This grant is going to fund this building in its entirety alongside 12 buses, similar to what you see behind me here, and also 30 prefabricated bus shelters.
According to Special Assistant for Public Transportation Alfreda Camacho, COTA has successfully completed more than 67,000 trips and has grown from just 2 vehicles and 3 operations personnel to 11 transit vehicles and 20 operations personnel.
With what we're called to do for the community, right, and that's provide transportation, actually having a home base means so much. It solidifies the efforts that we have put in the last 9 years, and to finally see a building, it's a testament to show that public transportation isn't going anywhere. We're here to stay for the CNMI, and that for me is our driving force every single day, and that's why we do what we do. You call us, we will be there. In time of crisis and in time of disaster, we will be there to make sure that our CNMI community is transported safely and securely.
Governor Ralph Torres says the ultimate goal is to have public transportation on all 3 islands. But Rota has also played a big role during this pandemic and the previous disasters in the CNMI.
We would not be here today with our success rate without Rota. And they continue to sacrifice their life every day. So today is a monumental time for me because I've seen them grow, I've seen them sacrifice, put their life, their family's life for the betterment of our community. This is not just transport. You don't just go and say, I need a ride. There's more to it.
The project is expected to be completed by October 2021. I'm Sally Limis for KSPN News.
More than 700 Chamorro remains dug up during the initial phases of casino construction were returned to the earth today, with CNMI leaders and the community taking part. It is tonight's Sights and Sounds.
Treasure our elders. We revere them with great respect. And we were raised by our own parents about respecting our environment and respecting our ancestors.
Preparation of the remains took about 3 weeks. That's HPO staff who prepared all the remains. We cleaned them, we put them in cloth bags and then in woven baskets that were made here on Saipan. And then we reached out to all the government agencies and asked for assistance because these are over 700 remains and we don't have the resources to carry everything down. And we had already designed a burial template that is culturally sensitive to these set of remains, our ancestors. So we didn't want to do a modern burial. We needed to research and find out what were their burial rituals. So as much as we could, that's what you saw today. The kulu, the chanting, the ceremony by the water, watching the Sakman go out and singing to let the Sakman go. Those are all rituals that were done in the past.
All of the ancestral remains that are in our care that have been turned over for decades that are from undisclosed locations. So things people have brought in, things that were taken back in the 60s and not identified as to the location. So that's a discussion we've already begun. Possibly a central memorial site for those ancestral remains that we just don't know where they were.
It's a very proud moment for us, for the people of the CNMI, to reinturn, the remains of their ancestors. You can see a lot of people are very emotional, and HPO did a great job with the presentation, and I'm very proud to be a part of it, and so is IPI.
It's very sentimental, And now I feel comfortable about having our ancestors the time and the proper ceremony so that their soul can be rest in peace.
Thank you, Sally. Coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, insights from one of our college student athletes.
Census was a success. We counted from the Northern Islands
to Saipan, to Trinidad,
to Rota.
We went by plane,
by boat,
by car,
and on foot.
Why?
Because you matter.
Because of you.
Everyone was counted.
Because of you.
Everyone was represented.
Because of you. Everyone has a voice.
Because of you.
We will have
improved healthcare,
better schools, safer roads,
improved government services.
And for this, we say thank you.
Thank you for inviting us into your home.
Thank you for trusting us with your information.
Thank you for being patient with us. Maraming salamat po.
Spasiba.
Kiriso tapul.
Kommal musulang.
Kalangan. Sese. Toche.
Kuilo mahalanda.
Fapetai.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Sakarusik and kamgar.
감사합니다.
Olamai.
Sizuus maosi.
Thank you for being counted. Thank you for shaping our future. Peace out 2020.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I can say you'll be blown away, but the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, operating a league is no easy task these trying days. Just like the MLB, NFL, NCAA, NBA, our leagues too have tough decisions to make. Yesterday, for example, it's supposed to be the playoffs for the Ultimate Frisbee Beach League. They managed to get in 3 weeks of play, but Thursday's games were postponed by the league commissioner due to COVID-19 concerns following the outbreak of case number 54, which was community spread. In keeping with the uncertainty of everything these days, the league announces that the next game is scheduled for Thursday, and it's also postponed at the same time. In other words, Maybe, maybe not. It depends. Who knows? You know, to the best of my knowledge, just 2 of our high school graduates have gone on to run cross country in college, and one of them is a returning sophomore. Things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. Young Stars Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. The 2018 NMI Female Student Athlete of the Year, Tanya Tan, started running cross country not that long ago. She's continuing at Fordham University in New York City.
I started running about 4 years ago now, and it's been part of my life since then. So I felt like going into college, I always had that routine of playing sports and doing school too. So I thought if I go to college and not play a sport or do a sport, I would break that routine and something would be missing. So I decided to join the team.
Tanya played soccer and tennis as a youngster before finding a new passion.
When you're so young, you can just try anything because you never know what you might like. So I started running only when I was 15, I believe, so that's considered pretty late. And from then I fell in love with it. And same with swimming, I only started 2 years ago, and biking as well. So I think just trying new things and experiencing, seeing what you like and finding it out.
Distance running led her to triathlons, which forced her to become a better swimmer.
I think swimming's really important, especially living on an island. We have the ocean surrounded by us. And I think everyone should learn how to swim because we see a few people drowning every year, and especially the big currents when the winter time comes. I think that's when the strong currents are. Yeah, I honestly wish I started swimming earlier because it's a great endurance sport. It's a full body workout. It's less impact on your joints compared to running. And I know a lot of good swimmers who are also really good runners. So yeah, I wish I started swimming when I was younger, but I feel like everyone should learn how to swim.
Tanya has been inspired by an athletic family.
Yeah, I hope to still be running when I'm 50. My mom still runs, my dad runs occasionally. So I hope the amount I run now doesn't impact my inability to run when I get older. But I hope to still be running when I'm 50. I hope to keep doing whatever sport throughout my whole life.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The field technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. You really keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. It feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance.
I just want my customers happy.
And help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. Get your game and gear at Gold's Gym Saipan. Group exercise is a great way to get fit and then stay fit. For something high tempo, go for a ride with one of our instructors in our new spin room. Let's roll. Pilates improves flexibility, builds strength, and develops control and endurance in the whole human body. It also improves coordination and balance. And the Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplement. See you at Gold's Gym.
It was a scorcher today, the high 91, the low 82. Heat index reached 107, humidity 64%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with isolated showers. Winds are light and variable. The high temperature around 90, low 80. Seas are calm 2 to 3 feet. Sunrise at 6:03, high tide 9:29 in the morning, a low tide in the afternoon at 4:14, and then a gorgeous sunset at 6:36. And that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. The weekend begins right now. We'll see you back here on Monday night.